Yeah, this is I think need to put some kind of plastic inside. This is really spongy.
I'm not too much. It's normal.
I know, but I'm picking up the cake today for tomorrow, just so you know, and what do you know?
Okay, so we are continuing from jewel ornament. So this is called the chapter of the contributory cause. It's a kind of condition, even this is what is mean that even you have a primary cause, but if you don't have a contributory cause or condition meet together in the Buddhism, the one thing is impossible to produce anything you want. So you have to have all the meet with the cause and condition together to become something. So like in the Buddhist teachings, same time also Nagarjuna's teachings, lots of times said they like what Buddha said, anybody who know how to plant the rice, how to produce the rice, that person know the dharma. Reason is when you planting the rice, then you know the what kind of seed is healthy, what kind of environment, what kind of condition have to come together to produce the rice. They're not going to be randomly just put the rice somewhere and they're hoping to be have good harvest. So I think that reason you have to know the all the right cause and condition come together, then you know how to produce whatever. So that reason in there's one particular sutra Buddhists called the Salujamba. So sutra is said anybody who know how to plant the rice, that person know the interdependent. Anybody who know the independent, that person will know the dharma. So in the Buddhism, that's the important part of the knowing of the right cause and condition come together. If one is missing, another the not phenomena not going to produce. So you have to have meet all the together. So that reason is like even we have a primary cause of a Buddha nature, and we have a working basis of like a primary cause is like a seed, working basis is like a field of rice, but on that, even having a right temperature, right fertilizer, right moisture, it will not come together from that rice not going to grow from there. Make sense? So similarly, all the phenomena, I mean that in the Dharma, if you not meet with all the right cause and condition together, I think it is impossible to produce the phenomena. So I think that reason Buddha said anybody who know that Dharma, they have to know the suitable right cause and condition all have to come together. So that is one said. And also Nagarjuna, one of the outstanding scholar in Buddhism, Nagarjuna said, I don't argue with the ordinary people, he said, because ordinary people just follow to the cause and condition. So there's nothing argue with that. Whatever they believe, I believe, Nagarjuna said. I only argue my argument, because Nagarjuna is really strongly logical. My only argument is those on dogmatic. They believe something that is not reality. Make sense? So this reason, when come to in the Buddhism, have kami, together all the cause and condition is important. So that way here, our primary cause is Buddha nature. Every sentient being have equally, it doesn't matter. And there's like how many billions of the human being on the earth? Yeah. Okay, like 8 billion human beings. So all human beings cannot become eligible to become a working basis. Make sense? So that way you have to find the precious human one. But even you have this all precious human one, and you need all those have to meet with the we use here Kenji Rinpoche translate as a contributory cause. I think it's talking about the condition. So without the meeting all the contributory cause, as it cannot produce the result from that human body. So that reason here we're talking about the spiritual master. Because this, I don't know that the Sanskrit original word is what is they use for that, because in India basically they use as a guru, and the guru. When it comes to Tibet, many times we could use as a what called the respectfully called the Geweshinye. So if anyone Tibetan, if you said Geweshinye, and it immediately they know it means talking about the guru, they mean talking about the teacher. But lots of English, they translate directly without the knowing the background of the language. Many people, they translate as spiritual friend. Spiritual companion, spiritual friend they use. That's not right word, because in English, spiritual friend mean that we're all spiritual friend. We're gathering in the spiritual area, so it doesn't mean nothing. Make sense? So I think that way, when translating, you have to know the background of the language, background of the culture, people, why they're using. So otherwise, if you just rely on the dictionary and try to translate it literally, it doesn't work. So I saw this one is here Kenji Rinpoche translate as a spiritual master, but many people translate as a spiritual friend. Because in the Tibetan word, how it used is if literally translated, it becomes spiritual friend. Makes sense? So I think that's the reason. But this is good that Kenji Rinpoche translate as a spiritual master. So master is a little bit better in the Western culture. Master means that someone who give you guide, who give you instruction. Make sense? Or somebody who expert on that. Is master mean expert on that, some particular. So somebody who are spiritual expert, and that person who going to willing to help you or going to that is become spiritual expert. And also you have access with that, because there's a lot of great spiritual experts, but you have no access with them. Make sense? And sometimes they are great spiritual experts, but they don't have time to help you. So this all have to come together, then it becomes your spiritual guidance. So that is called the contributory cause, because I think without the spiritual guidance, even you have you're having Buddha nature, having being human being, no guarantee that you're going to enter into the path to the liberation. Make sense? Because human body is this we said two can become an anger to the lower realm, reborn in the lower realm, or can become a stairway to the liberation. So human body can be both way. If you abuse a human body, human can make a worse negative karma than any other animals, any other beings. Even we have a fear of those vicious animals like a tiger, lion, but they only kill when they are hungry. But human, when get chance, we kill constantly. When humans like those fishermen, like 5-10 of them kill like tons of fish. Yeah. So that's a human nature, that when we do lots of negative things, actually one of the greatest negative can do is human beings than any and other sentient beings. So that reason say can be human, but human life can be become an anger, yeah, to to the like a, you know, when you put anger on your foot, then you sink in the water easily. That sometimes it's called the cement shoes. Yeah, there's I'm talking about that one. Cement shoes or anger. I think I heard anger. Yeah, anger. So either way, human body can be become both way. It's not necessarily we're going to have a guarantee that, oh, you have a precious human body, you're going to have a better life next one, you know, brighter rebirth. So not necessarily can be human can become. So one of the I think Jewel Ornament said when locating the hell, it said hell is underneath of this Jambudvipa. It's a human planet. Why is it underneath? Because most of hell beings where come from is from human realm. Because human can make worse negative karma than any and other beings. So that reason, being human is not guaranteed that we're going to have a, you know, bright life for this life or in the next life. So that reason we need a contributed cause of guidance, you know, make sure we don't make a mistake with that kind of, so that reason called you have to rely on the spiritual master. So we need to add this from this in here. Only said, even though we have a working basis precious human life, we are not encouraging by the spiritual master. It will be difficult to follow the path to the enlightenment or path of the liberation. So we need encourage or someone who help you to, you know, bring you, because also we have a really bad habit. Because that bad habit, without the encouragement, we can do lots of bad things easily. But when try to do something, you know, practice dharma or something, try to do good, we need a lots of strong encouragement or support or kind of a push. Otherwise, we kind of become lazy. So that reason we need. I think some people, but not everyone. Some people, without anyone's kind of like encouraging, they have a naturally, they really like to do the dharma. So they need less. You know, lazy one or distracted one, they need more. So that is a different in the Buddhism. For example, when you become a monk, you have to have a guidance to, you know, what you can do, what you cannot do, at least like 10 years, you know, somebody, or until you become knowledgeable to what should adopt, what shouldn't, you know, you need guidance. And they basically in the Vinaya said you cannot do anything without asking to your guidance, except going to the bathroom and do the prostration in the same areas, temple, Buddha, Shuan room, except pray in the same location, Shuan room, and going to bathroom. Other than that, you have to ask every single things to the spiritual advisor until you become knowledgeable to what is right or what is wrong. Make sense? So that is it. That reason we need this encouragement. Encouragers can say. Yeah. So there's in the jewel ornament, this is missing, is there's called the 3 reasons why I need the spiritual masters. There's 3 reasons. One is called the scriptural, one is called the logic, one is called the simile. So scriptural, if you look in the jewel ornament, maybe there are many of them, but
Page 70, 69. 70.
yeah. So like one, there's a bunch of them. They said, noble disciple who has respect for the Lama should always attain the wise Lama, because one receive good quality from Lama. So this is what it's saying is a, you know, noble disciple mean the someone who have a devotion, someone who have a, you know, faith, someone who have a wisdom, and have an interest on the Dharma. That kind of person is a, you can call as a noble disciple. Make sense? And that the respect is a, someone who have a faith, someone who like the Dharma, because in the Buddhism, as I mentioned before, is based on the your interest in, you receive that one. You know, what is your interest, what is your ability, based on that you receive the teachings. You know, not because of the like our holiness always said, when you give in teaching, don't give teaching as a showing up your knowledge, give teaching as a, you know, how much they can understand, how much they need, you know, based on the their vessel, and give that much. So that reason is respect to the Lama should always attend his wise Lama. Wise Lama mean the knowledgeable one. Wise Lama mean the experienced one. Is it doesn't matter if that person have a title or not. Is it not important in the Buddhism? There's no such things called a title. It's later become a politically. It becomes slowly it become a title. In the ancient time, title is a just people call the respectfully them. You know, that's become a title. And so I think because of all good quality is you have to learn from the wise one. Why have to be learned from the wise one? Because we have many lifetimes negative habitual tendency. Our habitual tendency is endless. So that way we never had this good you know, habit. So that reason we need help from. So this kind of scriptural mention, and then there be a few of them also. Then second one is a logic. Logic is that now I have to put the reason why you need the spiritual guidance, you know. So because he said one who wish to achieve the omniscient should be attain the spiritual master, because of the not knowing how to accumulate the merit, how to purify the obscuration, and the positive illustration. So that is showing us we don't know how to practice Dharma. We don't know how to do the good things, because if you don't know how to do, even you doing that one can become a mistake. Make sense? Like for example, generosity. If you look at generosity chapter will come later, it said impure generosity, impure intention, impure method, impure receivings. Even you practice a generosity, if you do the with the impurely, it become negative. Make sense? Like you give money to the someone, okay, and that person use it wrong way, you are involved with that negative karma, even you don't have intention. Make sense? So lots of time, you know, you have to be learn what is the right things to give, what is the wrong things to you know, give. So knowing of that is so that is only you can learn through the spiritual guidance, advice, instruction. Make sense? So that reason logically you need. And similarly is so there's a three different type of simile as an example. Spiritual guiding is like when you're traveling to the really scary place, and you need the guide, otherwise you may lose. Yeah. Or so like a guide when traveling to the unknown place, escort when going to the dangerous place, and the boatman when crossing the big river. So there's a like a guide, escort and a captain. Those, you know, when you're traveling, if you're going to the really dangerous place, you need escort. Otherwise you can, you know, lose everything what you have, including your life. Or when you're traveling unknown place, you need the guide. Otherwise you will never get there. And when you crossing the river, you need someone experienceable to can ride the boat, like people who doesn't know how to kayak, they end up falling down in the water. Make sense? So I think that is showing us this when you're traveling. So practice Dharma is a journey, same as a journey on the path. So when you journey, if you don't have a right direction, you may lose. You may end up really in dangerous place, or you may, it's a circle and come back to the same place. So that is it. 8 worldly concern is that one. When we do the 8 worldly concern, it's just circle, and come back same place. Like first you do the like a good karma based on the 8 worldly concern, and you create it to the better life. When you get to the better life, you back created negative karma and come back same place. So this is like circulation of the never getting to the where you need to go. So I think these 3 is a reason why we need the spiritual masters. Okay. Now, this order is a little bit mistaken.
Actually, it goes on page 72.
No, you have to
gives you the order.
Okay, don't tell me the page. I know the page. I'm looking here page. So order should be here. This is important. Should put the order as a. There's 4 different type of spiritual masters. First spiritual master, ordinary spiritual master. Second spiritual master is Bodhisattva. Third spiritual master is Nirmanakaya. Fourth spiritual master is Sambhogakaya. This is based on your label of practice, your label of achievement. So there's 4 different type of spiritual masters. Like when you are just beginner, even you meet with directly Buddha, you only see that Buddha as an ordinary person. You have not capable to see Buddha as a Buddha. Make sense? So that way I said you need also meeting with the Buddha as a need a great karma. Without the great karma, I cannot meet with the Buddha. So that way we have to rely on the spiritual master as a ordinary spiritual master first, Then from that ordinary spiritual master, when you're purifying most of your negative karma, then you have a chance to meet with the second spiritual master called the Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is talking about the first bhumi to 10 bhumi, those Bodhisattva. So then you can meet with them, and also meeting with them is not talking about like today we are ordinary, even we see Buddha in front of us, what you're going to perceive is just one another human being. Like I heard one Tibetan came from Tibet to India and want to meet with the Dalai Lama. Because the Tibetan people believe Dalai Lama is Avalokiteshvara and Dalai Lama is a truly Buddha, enlightened being, Then he thought Dalai Lama is not human, something else, Then he came to Dharamshala, and then when he saw the Dalai Lama, he said, "Oh, Dalai Lama is a human being." So for us, we see our holiness. We just see as a human being. Make sense? We not see more than that. We believe they are enlightenment because we have some information, but our ability of seeing how we're perceiving is just one another human being. Because those even enlightened beings come directly in front of us, we only see one ordinary person. That way, saying is when you are beginner, you are fully obscured by the negative karma and the lack of the merit. Only who can help you is an ordinary person, ordinary spiritual masters. Yeah. So if you seek into the you have to have a meet with the spiritual masters of Buddha, because sometimes we have this you know, when it comes to the spiritual master, people said qualified guru. And in the qualified guru, especially in the Vajrayana said, you have to guru as a Vajradhara. Make sense? Many times people talk that way. Then they said, people waiting for the, where's my Vajradhara? And they try to go to see the High Lama. First, they thought it was because you hear the name and information that you thought that's a Vajradhara. But when you see that High Lama and meeting with that High Lama, when you knowing that High Lama, and slowly you learn, oh, this is human being. Your expectation is gone, Then so that way, don't expect as your guru have to be Vajradhara. Your guru have to be truly Bodhisattva, or have to be truly Buddha. Because until you are free from those negative karma and accumulate the merit, even Buddha is a come himself in front of you, you only see as a human being, ordinary human being. So that way Tibetan we said, we call Lama but just human beings. We call Torma, it's just a tsamba. Pa is a food. So that way, I think that for the beginner, we need to rely on the ordinary spiritual master. Don't expect as I have to meet my guru as a enlightened one, because even you meet with the enlightened one, until you really purify yourself, you're not going to see as enlightened beings. That reason, like most of people believe, like His Holiness Dalai Lama, His Holiness Chisaran Boche, they are truly enlightened beings. But some people have a problem with them. They complained. And like His Holiness Dalai Lama, when come to the Chinese communists, they call him devil. Forget about the enlightened beings. Even couldn't see him as an ordinary human being. Make sense? So that way, until we purifying certain negative karma, we have no chance to meet with a spiritual master as a Buddha. So only what we can receive that is just when you have a devotion as a Buddha, whoever your spiritual master, you will receive the Buddha's blessings. In the Vajrayana, they said, when you see your guru as a Buddha, when you're in the intermediate state, when you need help, even that guru, actually that conscious of that guru gone to the reborn in the lower realm. Make sense? Lower realm. But those Buddha come to form of your guru to help you at the intermediate state. Buddha and Bodhisattva will come to help you. So it's not talking about when we said in the Vajrayana, we said you have to have guru as a Buddha. It's not talking about your measurement of your guru is a Buddha or not. You have no capacity to measure that one. Nobody has. Buddha said, unless like someone like me, otherwise you cannot guess who that person is, enlightened or non-enlightened. No one has that ability until you become a truly Buddha. So you cannot see, who they are. So this is really difficult. So best way is the Vajrayana. What saying is, it doesn't matter who that person is. Just see them as a Buddha. When you see them as a Buddha, you receive the blessing as a Buddha. It's not about your ability to measurement of your guru as a Buddha or not, how much achieve, and based on that you said, oh, this is such and such. It's nothing have to do with that. In the Vajrayana, when saying you have to see guru as a Buddha, it's nothing have to do the measurement of the guru's ability, guru's realization. It's all about how to build your faith, your confidence, your devotion. It's everything about that one. So in the Vajrayana, we said, when you believe, whatever front of your appearance is a Buddha, that's become Buddha. When you believe that appearance is a devil, that is become a devil. Make sense? So I think this is when this don't what I'm saying is, it cannot mix these two. Here, what's talking about the reality. So that way, saying when you are a beginner, you only see the ordinary guru. You have no ability to see the guru, even the Bodhisattva. Then when you purify certain negative karma, some of negative karma, then you see like you reach to the path of the accumulation for the beginning. Then you can see guru as a in Bodhisattva. Like high level beings, you see that one. And when you see the path of the accumulation of the great, because accumulation as a path of the accumulation divided into three, okay? First is called the small accumulation, path of the accumulation small. Second is the path of the accumulation mediocre. Third one is called the path of the accumulation great. So how to divide these ones? You are already in the path of the accumulation, but you don't know when you will achieve the when you have a realization of the path of the seeing. That means that you are path of the accumulation of the small, but you are kind of definitely next life you will achieve the path of the seeing. That's called the path accumulation of mediocre. And when you definitely you're going to reach to the path of the seeing this life, that's called the path of the accumulation of the great. So until you reach to the path of the accumulation of the great, you will not have chance to see the Buddha. Only you can see the Bodhisattva. So path of the accumulation of the smaller, path of the accumulation of the mediocre, only you can perceive as a guru as a Bodhisattva. So when you reach to the path of the accumulation great, then you see the directly guru as a Buddha. So all beings who meet with the Buddha and they have a devotion as a Buddha, they achieve the Arhat with that lifetime, because they all in the path of the accumulation of great. You understood? Yeah, so that reason is all about how much your realization, how much your purification. Based on that, said ordinary spiritual master, Bodhisattva spiritual master, and spiritual Nirmanakaya spiritual master. Okay, those three. Then the last one is Sambhogakaya spiritual masters. As a Buddha as a Sambhogakaya spiritual master is when you eliminate your path, you reach to the what called obscuration of a liberation, obscuration of the liberation, and from there to then you reach the first bhumi. From first bhumi to when you reach the eighth bhumi is called then that person is have a direct realization of the non-dual wisdom. Once you reach there, then you have a better chance. In the jewel ornament basically said first bhumi to 10th bhumi Bodhisattva can see the Sambhogakaya, but Sambhogakaya pure land. When we talk about the Sambhogakaya pure land, all the pure bhumi Bodhisattva, particularly 10th bhumi Bodhisattva. So until you reach that area, you have no chance to meet with the spiritual master as a Sambhogakaya. So this four, we talking about the four different type of spiritual master: ordinary one, Bodhisattva, Nirmanakaya Buddha, and Sambhogakaya Buddha. It's based on our purification and realization. More we purifying, we have a greater realization. More we realizing, our perception of seeing as a get better. So this is cannot mix with the Vajrayana language of you have to see as a guru, as a truly Buddha, because lots of people wasting their life. They wasting their life mean they go attend the guru's teachings, but they don't have confidence, because they say, oh, this is just another monk or another human being. Why I have to trust him or her? Make sense? So then you go to the teaching, but you don't have a confidence. Because you don't have a confidence, you don't fully trust. When you don't fully trust, you're wasting your time there. When you go with the doubt, Make sense? When you go to with the doubt, it's good. With going with the doubt is good, but a certain level you need trust on that, because only you trust what you understand, then it's really difficult to get there. Make sense? Certain things we have to have relying on the trust more than knowledge. Certain point we have to rely on the more trust than our wisdom. So that reason these two have to come together, faith and wisdom. Make sense? So this spiritual master, when we talk about, there's basically we divide into 4 different type. It's based on our grade. Can say grade? Yeah, our degree of grade of degree, how much we reach, that much this change the spiritual master. So this order should be in here. You put the Sambhog Nirmana Sambhog should be ordinary spiritual master, Bodhisattva spiritual master, Nirmanaka spiritual master, Sambhogaka spiritual master. This order have to come this way.
We added.
So, but when it comes to the ordinary spiritual master, it's not just everyone who giving you teachings can become a qualified teacher, but at least you have to have some kind of qualities. Like here, I think we can look the ordinary spiritual master. They say they here use a Bodhisattva spiritual. Ordinary spiritual master, there are 3 types. Those who possess the 8 quality, those who possess the 4 quality, those who possess the 2 quality. This is not 3 types actually. Each sutra mention different number of the qualities. You know, each text mention different number of the qualities. So that way there's a look like a 3. It's a talking about the same things basically. Okay. You look this one. It's like says engaging a contact of the Bodhisattva. It said the spiritual master always be aspire to the Mahayana teaching. He will not be abandoning the Bodhisattva vow, even the risk of his life. So this one. Expert. So these 2 things. 2 things mean that somebody have a great knowledge on the Mahayana, Dharma, and no matter how even risk of their life, not giving up Bodhisattva vow. When talking about the 2, then when talking about the Bodhisattva 8, I think 8. First one is 8, yeah.
Yes.
So this is from the Bodhisattva Bhumi mention 8. Ornament of the Mahayana Sutra mention on the 4, and Shanti there was a Vaya Bodhisattva contract mention on the 2. But all this is talking about the same. One summarize into 2 number, into 2. One said 4, one said 8. But basically, if you look at all the quality, they all same. Conclusion is become all same. So most important is these 2. The engaging on the contact of Bodhisattva mention 2. Knowledgeable in the Mahayana teaching, and no matter how risk of even their risk of their life, not giving up their vow, mean the commitment. Here, a vow mean the commitment. So these 2 are most important. And then if you look the ornament of the Mahayana Sutra, mention 4, possesses the great scholarship and spelling the doubt, whatever has to be accepted, distinguishing 2 reality, and the perfect Bodhisattva spiritual master. So this one. So if you look on this, these 2 are same actually. Yeah, in the 4. 4 1 mean the great scholar, and who can dispel the doubt, and whatever he says, acceptable. Those are the same as I have a great knowledge on the Mahayana teachings. Yeah, so it's the same. And I think either way, mention about the 8, mention about the 2, 4, mention about the 2 is basically the same. So this is not talking about the 2 different type of masters. Yeah, it's talking about each text mention different numbers. Some went to more detail, like Bodhisattva Bhumi went to really detail. But Ornament of Mahayana Sutra less detail, and Bodhisattva Contract have a really briefly. But it's talking about the same ordinary Bodhisattva teachers. Okay, same Bodhisattva teacher, and Ornament Mahayana Sutra said this number. Bodhisattva, the Shantideva Savaya Bodhisattva Contract said one number. Bodhisattva Bhumi said another number. But it's talking about the same things. Some way more detail, like a 8 who possess the noble ethic Bodhisattva, learn in the Bodhisattva's teaching, possess the realization, possess the compassion, kindness, possess the fearlessness, compassion, and possess the indefeatable mind. It means that like no matter what circumstance come, not get discouraged. When disciple doing the prostration and respecting you, and you become more encouraged. And when the disciple not respecting you and not prostration, and then you become not that one. Yeah. When you see the more red envelope, then you become a more when you don't see them too much, then you get discouraged, not that one. So no matter what circumstance, you're not losing your compassion, you're not losing your care, so that is what is mean here. I think what called the indefeasible. Yeah, indefeasible. Indefatigable. Yeah, okay, yes. Yeah, tireless. Yeah. So what I'm saying is that this 3 different type is basically talking about that. So most important is a spiritual master is 2 things. For me, my views, 2 things are really important: compassion and wisdom. Compassion means somebody really care about you. Because wisdom alone you cannot rely on the knowledgeable alone. Because knowledgeable people are really tricky one. They can abuse you really good way if that person have no compassion, no care about you. So knowledgeable alone cannot. But compassion alone cannot help you. Compassion and knowledge, no knowledge with just compassion is the people we said, it's like a mother who have no arm and child is carried by the water. Now what she can do, she just scream, help, 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 because she have no arm to protect the child, because she have no skill, she have no method. So it's lots of people looking, oh, I want a kind one. Kind one, it can become idiot compassion. Yeah. Make sense? Kind alone. Because lots of parent, I'm noticing lots of parent, they think they're loving their children and they're destroying their children's life by spoiling them.
It's like your drill sergeant in the military.
Yeah.
you have the compassion for
Yeah.
the soldier, you're not going to be the soldier.
Yeah. So when I was in the monastery, you know, we like I mentioned this I think few times. We have three senior monks. One is my teacher. He's kind of not that, you know, but one is my uncle. He's really tough. And one is another monk who doesn't have any kind of like relationship. So this monk is cool for us because no matter what we make mistake, he never say anything. You know, he never scold us. So when he's only in the monastery, we have a party. We enjoy. You know, well, when my teacher and my uncle is there, we just only study. So at that time, we think, oh, he's cool. But now, when you reflect, it's not cool. You know, it's called a careless. Who doesn't care? Someone. Make sense? So sometimes, even they top on you. Sometimes they really kind of like a, you know, like what called in English? Always on to you. How to say this? Yeah.
Nag always on top of you.
Yeah, always on top of you, huh?
On top of you.
Yeah,
Not
always.
as negative.
Yeah, always on top of you. It's not bad actually. It make you, you know. So that reason when like people, some people, you know, they complain that they don't have a childhood. This one, but never complain how much they make money. Like Michael Jackson, I really don't like that one. He said, "Oh, I never had childhood. He always make me work hard and this and that." But he never appreciate how much he make money. He never give the credit to his father. Make sense? So sometimes people have this kind of attitude. Oh, make me do this one. But your success is not come naturally. Your success come from the hard working. You know, if your father make you spoil every day on the street and can hang on there, you never get good education. You never learn any of those skills. So you made some kids, you know, they have no good education because parents never pay attention on them when they are kids, even they not finish the high school. A lot of them actually in this country. You know, other country you can see them because there is no facility. Make sense? But this country have a whole those facility, but they are uneducated, lots of uneducated people. Some lots of kids never finish the high school. Why? Because they are not care. They are not continuing pursue their, you know, the support of the somebody with the discipline. So I think this reason when come to the spiritual guru, I think those two have to have compassion and wisdom, because compassion means they're not going to just always be abuse you. They have a, you know, they give you sometimes they give you a hard time, sometimes they give you reward. So they both are there. Make sense? But then sometimes they give you really hard time. So care and I think, you know, wisdom, sharing those together, because some, like some, you know, some are knowledgeable, but they're not going to share their knowledge to you. So that person have a wisdom, but no compassion to you. Make sense? Yeah. So some people have this attitude. They don't want to share their knowledge to the other, because when they share other, then the other will learn. You know, then they lose in their job. You know, so that's not good. That means that they have a wisdom but not compassion. Make sense? So, and also lots of people seeking the compassion as the most important. You know, I need a spiritual guru, so with the compassion one. The compassion alone cannot guide you anything. Yeah. So then some people just only look into the, you know, knowledgeable one. But without the compassion, knowledge can be abuse you. I mean, look, all those evil dictators, they are really smart people. You know, idiot never become like that. They're really smart. A lack of the compassion, lack of the care, they become a dictator, self-centered. Make sense? So for me, I think those two are most important for the guru. compassion and wisdom. Somebody really care about you. Same time, they have ability to guide you, give you instruction. Make sense? So this doesn't matter. Is there's 8 or there's a 4 or there's a 2. The number there's a talking about. The most important is to talk about these 2 subjects, compassion and wisdom. You know.
Kamala, can we go back to the Sambhogakaya and the Nirmanakaya teachers? I'm not quite getting it. You know, the person of the highest realization will see the Nirmanakaya.
Person who reach to the path of accumulation, great. The path of accumulation divided into 3.
Yeah.
First path, from the 5 path, there's a 5 path. Path of the accumulation, path of the application, path of the seeing, path of the meditation, path of the non-meditation. First one is called the path of the accumulation. Path of the accumulation divided into 3. Okay, it come later, 5 paths, divide into 3, called the lesser, medium, and superior, supreme, the highest one. So when you reach to the supreme one, you can have chance to meet with a directly Nirmanakaya Buddha. How you know that you are supreme one is because you're definitely going to reach the Arhati with this life.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely going to liberate from samsara within this life. That is you are reached to the Nirmanakaya Buddha, what called the highest superior, yeah, supreme. And at that time, oh, I have problem here.
Oh, don't pull it.
I'm becoming a snake. My skin changing.
Your feelings.
No, some. I think I had some hate something.
Okay.
Yes. So
And then
so then when you in the jewel ornament said actually first Bhumi Bodhisattva, first Bhumi to 10 Bhumi can have chance to meet with the Sambhogakaya. But in the Sambhogakaya Pure Land is called the 5 excellent. Excellent disciple always said the 10 Bhumi Bodhisattva. You know, certainty, 5 certainty. Certainty disciple mean only 10 Bhumi Bodhisattva. So I think from you can have chance to meet with the Sambhogakaya, but definitely directly, fully Sambhogakaya can see from the pure book like 8, 9, 10, and particularly 10 Bhumi. They have direct can see the Sambhogakaya. So that's so that way. So when talking about that, you know, guru in the because this is a problem is a Tibetan Buddhism. Not other tradition, they don't have this problem, you know, because we are Lamaism. Lots of time people don't follow to the Dharma, just follow to the person. That's called the Lamaism. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So they're mistaking is and they don't pay attention to the Dharma. They think it's just going with that, you know, like a you know, this is like your fan following. You know, fan following, like when you are your favorite actors or singer, you follow with them. You never become an actor or singer. If you do the attitude of the fan following, you never become that one. Most of Tibetan Buddhism have this problem, fan following problem. Can you see that? Yeah. So that is not good.
So when we say in the prayers, Vajradhara possesses the 5 certainties of Sambhogakaya.
Yeah.
And is fully perfected.
Yeah.
The 5 certainties of Sambhogakaya is where this lies.
Yeah. So that way, the certainty of the disciple is a 10 Bhumi Bodhisattva, is said. Okay. So when you reach to that state, then you have a chance to see that Sambhogakaya Buddha. Then so that in the you know our prayer said you have to see your guru as a Vajradhara. If you wait until you see your guru as a Vajradhara, you have to become a Buddha to see guru as a Vajradhara. Until you meet with you become a Buddha, you never meet with your guru. If you never meet with the guru, you never become a Buddha. So there is no hope. So what it means, I say, is it doesn't matter that person is a truly Vajradhara or not. You have to faith like that. Because whatever you see, it become that way for you. That person's state is nothing changed. If you see your guru as a Vajradhara, guru is not, if not guru is not really Vajradhara, never become a Vajradhara. But for you, you meeting with a Vajradhara. You get benefit as a meeting with a Vajradhara. So don't mix all those together.
Yeah.
Lots of people mixing that all together. So that reason this is important, knowing about, what is the. So then here's a three way to attain the spiritual master. But having spiritual master is not good enough. You have to attain them. So he said, attaining him through the respect and service, attaining him through the devotion and reverence, attaining him or her through practice and persistence. So first one is through the respect and service. It's physically, basically, like showing the respect, doing the prostration or showing the respect, or there's lots of different ways physically, and also serving. This is actually, Buddha created this system of teacher and disciples. It's a one time. One senior monk is because in that time everyone received teaching from Buddha, and everyone is equal, so that way senior monk, he was sick and nobody noticing him, and he was on the bed for a few days, no food, and he was all the releasing everything on the bed, so bad condition. And Buddha walked through in his resident area, the hut, mattress hut, and Buddha went inside him, then check, and he was a really bad condition. And Buddha said to Ananda, you bring to the water, I will wash his clothes. Ananda said, no, Buddha, I will wash. So Buddha said, okay, then I will water and you wash his body. And Buddha and Ananda, they wash his body, they wash his clothes, they clean his all heart, and they bring food to him, and give the medicine, and they help him. Then Buddha said, now on, we need this system of disciple, and so abbot and instructor and disciple. So this is how take care in the monastery. We don't have a nursing home. We don't have a what called child care. All the young monk take care by the senior one. When the senior one is become older, all take care by the young monk. So monastery is run that way. Make sense? So that reason here is called the respect and service. In the monastery system is this is so that reason, like many centuries monastery system without the failing is continuing. When you join to the monastery, actually in Tibet, your family not have to do much. Your lives basically separated, and many of them really gone far away. They never stay in the hometown. Long time ago. Later, slowly, more and more stay in the hometown. But so who take care of them when they get older? Is a younger one. Cooking, cleaning, and all this become. And the young one also, when they join to the monastery, they don't need a parent. They don't need the caretakers. Why? Because the senior one take care like parent, look after them like a parent. So that is a system gone through many centuries in from India, and particularly when it comes to the Tibet. I'm sure in China, Thailand, and all the other system is the same way. Because when you join to the monastery, you're totally separated from the family life. Yeah. So that reason saying is that you have to be attended through the respect and service. Then second one is said through the devotion and reverence. So you have to see him as a truly Buddha. Why? Particularly when you measurement of the kindness of the those four masters, who's the kindest to you? Who's most important to you? The ordinary spiritual master. Without the ordinary spiritual master, you have no hope to any of those other one. So look the Chinese tradition. Whoever give you the refuge vow, that is most important in your life. It's nothing have to do with the Vajrayana we call the root guru. It's nothing have to do with the root guru. But that person introduce you to the Dharma. Because of that person, you get chance to get into the Dharma. You know, it's a Tibetan Buddhism sometimes want to give the really high title, oh, my root guru. Just receiving refuge vow alone is how you have a root. You're not yet playing on the on the soil. How you have root? Make sense? So it doesn't matter title as a root guru or not, but that is important. So that way, in the Gamboba said, most kindest guru from those four is the ordinary one. Without the ordinary one, you have no chance to meet with the other three. Make sense? Yeah. So that reason you have the devotion and respect. Then last one is through the practice and persistence. How to practice persistence? Hearing, contemplation, meditation. You know, best way to serve to the guru is a practice. Because a guru's purpose is to continue the Dharma. If the guru have a great disciple, they really love him, him or her, they really care about him or her, but they never receive the teaching, they never learn the teaching, they never follow his path. It's the same as a guru have no disciples. Because when guru died, the lineage is dead there. Make sense? So guru's purpose is not he received the those respect. His purpose is a continue the teaching, the wisdom. So that reason some of a Westerner scholars said Marba is really lucky meet with the Milarepa. We said other way. Milarepa is really lucky meet with the Marba. But because even Marba not meet with the Milarepa, Marba's history is gone. Yeah, there's no Marba anymore. Nobody talk about him. Because of the Milarepa, everybody talk about the Marba. Because of the Gamboba, everybody talk about the Milarepa. So that's come toward to the until our guru. Because of our guru, we know about the Marba, Milarepa. Make sense? Including Buddha. So that is what that means. The how to attain. This is the most important. Is the last one. Practice and persistence. Persistent, continue. Make sense? So this is how I think you can say attending the spiritual master. So let me change your perception of the what is spiritual master. Yeah, that way I like this book. It's because it brings you the reality. Okay, so we stop here. Then we have to do the White Tara practice.
Red Tara?
White Tara.
I will add those
Yeah.
sections that you highlighted.
Now, hard topic is coming: impermanent suffering of samsara. Okay, thank you, Ms. Hoy, and everyone. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not really. Something